Tanse and welcome to Pride Week 2022. I'm Christy Benson from the MacEwan Centre for Sexual and Gender Diversity. As we gather together for Pride Week 2022 on our campuses, virtual or in person, we take a moment to situate ourselves and reflect on the space in which we occupy. Amiskwachee-Waskagan, Edmonton, and Treaty 6 is the traditional gathering place for many Indigenous people. We honor and respect the history, languages, ceremonies, and culture of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who call this territory home. Take a moment to think about the ways in which we are all treaty people. A treaty is simply an agreement in a relationship. We make this land acknowledgement as a commitment to the continued relationships we have with others, with the land, and with ourselves. This is a time in which we think about how we all coexist here now and are linked together to support each other in a good way for all parts of our community.
Hello, and welcome to Pride Week 2022. My name is Jessica Scalzo, and I work with the Centre for Sexual and Gender Diversity at MacEwan University. Pride is a celebration. It's a celebration of the work of the past, the lives of the present, and the dreams of the future. It was born out of protest and continues to serve that function, but it is a force that brings people together in really beautiful ways. We continue to experience isolation from the climate and from the ongoing pandemic. And that isolation has led us to understand the need for deeper connections and to seek new ways to be connected. Our lives are intricately interwoven, and because of that, the liberation of everyone is interdependent. The Northside Pride Collaborative Group grew out of that need for connection. It grew out of a need to serve our communities and our populations in the best ways that we could. So we formed a group to collaboratively and collectively plan our Pride Weeks. We, in the collaborative group, were comprised of MacEwan University, Concordia, the Kings, NAIT, and Norquest. Not all of our campuses have the capacity for large-scale events like Pride, but all of our communities are equally deserving. And so we share our talents and our capacities to offer you a wonderful Pride experience. We share the same city, we live in the same shared communities, and because of that, we are sharing Pride. So join us. Join us in celebration, join us in memory of, join us in learning, and join us in dreaming of a better tomorrow. Enjoy Pride Week.
My name is Teresa Strawberry. I'm your Kokum, and I'm really excited to be sending a message to you that because how important you are to our community and how special you are, because you guys are very gifted individuals that have a lot to give to the community. So from spirit to spirit, I hope you're enjoying your Pride Week this week. Hi, thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Arlene Twin. I'm the Cultural Knowledge Keeper at Q University, so I'm Elder Teresa's helper. And I just wanted to say thank you for the invitation to send a message to you guys. I hope that you are celebrating Pride Week. And whichever way you feel is how you want to celebrate. A little message I wanted to leave to you is that you matter. It's okay to be yourself. How important you are, and to remember to love yourself. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Pride Week and to live your extra life.
We join with our partners of the Northside Pride Collaborative Project, Concordia, NAIT, Norquest, and Kings, to celebrate MacEwan's annual Pride Week. Pride is a celebration of the incredible contributions of our LGBTQ2 and allied communities to our city's vibrancy. We acknowledge and honor the important history, struggles, and victories of our lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, and two-spirit communities. We celebrate inclusivity and acceptance, a culture we strive to create on campus every day of the year. I hope we all take the opportunity to learn, listen to the stories, and stand together to create a future built on the strengths of our diversity. Happy Pride from all of us at MacEwan University.
Hello, and happy Pride to our Northside Pride partners. One of NATE's core values is celebration, something that we do intentionally and joyfully during Pride. This is a time to celebrate the accomplishments of the 2S LGBTQ individuals and communities on our campuses. It is a time to celebrate the important conversations that advance inclusion for our learners, instructors, and staff. There is so much to celebrate and so much yet to be done. We are so thrilled to join with you today. On behalf of us at NATE, happy Pride.
Concordia University of Edmonton is happy to be participating in Pride 2022 as part of the Northside Pride Collaborative Project with our partners MacEwan, NATE, Norquest and Kings as we at Q celebrate our own Pride Week. We must acknowledge that it's not always been the case, but Q is now an open and welcoming university where everyone is free to simply be themselves and express their identity. Pride began as a response to oppression and has evolved and changed over the years. It continues to evoke change, including at Concordia University of Edmonton. We at Q are working towards building ever stronger connections within our community and with the community at large. Pride is a time for reflection and especially for celebration. At Q, Pride is a time for connecting with self and with our community. Happy Pride to Concordia and to the campus communities of all the collaborating schools. Let's remember that love is love not only during our Pride Week, but also throughout the other 51 weeks of the year.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Campbell, President and CEO of Norquest College. Happy Pride! We know that we are strongest when we are inclusive and celebrate our differences together. That's why we are continuing to make our campus a place of inclusion for all. On behalf of Norquest College, I wish you a happy, safe, and fun Pride Week.
Hello everyone, and happy Pride Week 2022. Every year I look forward to this incredible occasion to celebrate Edmonton's LGBTQ2S+ community. Their resiliency and perseverance continues to inspire many Edmontonians, and we are grateful for their contributions into building a more inclusive city. The city is dedicated to supporting our diverse communities by building a safer city where everyone can feel accepted. Because when we value diversity, when we take the time to listen and learn from one another, only then can we build a city where everyone's perspectives are embraced and we all thrive together. I want to thank the MacEwan Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity for your work in fostering community-engaged research, teaching, and supportive learning environment for all. Your efforts go a long way in creating safe spaces where everyone's talents, skills, abilities are embraced, regardless of who they are and who they love. And with that, it brings me a great pride to make the following proclamation. Here we go. Whereas the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning and two-spirit community are integral and important members of our city. Whereas many Edmontonians aspire to live in a safer, more inclusive city free from judgment and discrimination. And whereas every year, MacEwan Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity recognizes and celebrates the contributions and strengths of the members of the LGBTQ2S+ community. And whereas the City of Edmonton is committed to building a more welcoming and accepting city to create safer spaces and greater contributions from the LGBTQ2S+ plus community. Therefore, I, Mayor Amarjeet Sohi, do hereby proclaim March 7th to 11th, 2022 Pride Week in Edmonton, Alberta's capital city. Best wishes to all of you. Have fun and have an engaging week.
Hey folks, I'm David Shepherd, MLA for Edmonton City Centre, and Monty and I are incredibly happy to join you here today on the traditional territory of Treaty 6 to kick off Pride Week 2022 at MacEwan University. You know, we've come a long way in our society in recognizing and celebrating the incredible diversity of sexual orientations and gender identities and expressions shared by our fellow human beings. And that's worth celebrating. But it's also important to remember that those gains took years of efforts to accomplish, pushing at times against strong headwinds of overt and systemic discrimination. And that progress has not necessarily been equal for all gender and sexual minorities. Discrimination continues and must still be exposed, opposed, and rooted out. Now, at MacEwan, you're incredibly fortunate to have the Center for Sexual and Gender Diversity leading the way through research, teaching, and service to support gender and sexual minorities on your campus and in the wider community. I'm proud to represent 3 of the 5 campuses that are part of the Northside Pride Collaborative, and I'm committed in my own work as an MLA to doing that work, to be an ally to the LGBTQ2S plus community in my constituency, in our city, and across our province. I'd like to give a shout out to all of the staff and volunteers who've worked so hard to put together a great slate of events for you this week. And I encourage you to check out as many of them as you can. And I hope that you all have a wonderful Pride Week 2022.
Hi everybody, Randy Boissonneau, Member of Parliament for Edmonton Centre, Minister of Tourism and Associate Minister of Finance. I want to congratulate everyone at Northside Pride. You might remember that a few years ago I served as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Special Advisor on LGBTQ2 issues, and that allowed me to listen to queer people, queer communities from coast to coast to coast. And I can tell you, having learned from gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, intersex, and two-spirit communities, that there is a whole wealth of information, of joy, and of ambition and heart in our communities from coast to coast to coast. And I want to say I know how hard it has been for you to study during COVID, and I miss celebrating Edmonton's Pride. I miss seeing you in person, but I want to say thank you to you and to all of your instructors who have persevered during COVID. And I will tell you this, brighter days are ahead. As you know, we passed in the House unanimously and in the Senate, and now it is law, a prohibition, a ban against conversion therapy in Canada. And that work is thanks to advocates like you at your campuses who made sure that we could get those voices out to end that odious practice. Stay tuned as the LGBTQ2 action plan gets rolled out, and make sure that we keep hearing your voices so that we can make sure that people know that we are here, that we are queer, and that we are going to keep advocating for our communities. Have a great Pride, Northside Pride.